All right, this is Chapter 7, Lesson 1, Classifying Angles. So when we're classifying angles, an angle is formed by two rays that share a common endpoint. The blank is the point where the two rays meet. In that blank, you're going to write vertex. So the vertex is the point where the two rays meet. So there are 4 different types of angles that we're actually going to talk about. So these 4 angles, the first one is less than 90 degrees. That angle is called an acute angle. You can kind of think about it, it's a little cute, tiny angle, so it's acute. Okay, it's an acute angle. The second angle we're going to talk about is ones that are greater than 90 degrees. Those are obtuse angles. Okay, obtuse angles are greater than 90 degrees. And then angles that are exactly 90 degrees are right angles. So normally right angles form walls and buildings, things like that. And then angles that are exactly 180 degrees are straight angles. Also straight line, straight angle. All right, 2 angles are blank if they are opposite angles formed by the intersection of 2 lines. In that blank, you're going to write vertical. So, as you can see here, they form 2 lines. I have 4 different angles. 1 and 3 are vertical angles because they're right across from each other. So are 2 and 4. Okay? Vertical angles are blank or they have the same measure. In that blank, you're going to write congruent. So vertical angles are congruent, meaning they have the same measure. So if angle 1 here was 70 degrees, then angle 3 would also have to be 70 degrees. Okay? 2 angles are blank if they share a common vertex, a common side, and do not overlap. In that blank, you're going to write adjacent. Two angles are adjacent if they share a common vertex, a common side, and do not overlap. So for example, I have the same sort of angle here. 1 and 3 were vertical, well 1 and 2 are adjacent. You can also see that they form a straight line, which is 180 degrees. On the second page for classifying angles, to find a missing measure, you can use what you learned about vertical and adjacent angles to find the value of the missing measure. So let's look at an example. The first example I have is right here. What is the value of y in the figure below? Well, here's y plus 23 and 63. So we know that these 2 are vertical angles. So the angle labeled y plus 23 degrees and the angle labeled 63 degrees are vertical angles. Since vertical angles are congruent, okay, y plus 23 has to equal 63. Since they're congruent, that means they're the same. So y plus 23 equals 63. This is what we learned in the previous chapter. Subtract 23 from both sides. 63 minus 23 is 40. So the value of y is 40 degrees. All right, name the angles shown below that classified as acute, right, obtuse, or straight. So I can see this angle right here. So you can label an angle 4 different ways, and that's what you're going to be asked to do on your homework. So the first way I can label it is A, B, C. B is my vertex, it's always in the middle, okay? So that's my first one. Then I can do C, B, A. So that's 2. So A, B, C, C, B, A. I can label it just using B, the vertex, and I can label it just using the 1 here in the middle, okay? So those are the 4 ways I can label it, okay? And then I want to classify this as acute, right, obtuse, or straight. Well, this is an acute angle because it's less than 90 degrees. All right, there are a couple of try problems below. I want you to go ahead, pause the video, try them out, and when you're done, we'll go over the answers together. right, now that you've had a chance to try out the try it problems, let's go over the answers together. So the first one I have says, what's the value of x in the figure below? So I have 2x minus 17, that's where it is, okay? I'm going to use, I don't have anything here, so I don't know vertical angles, but I do have its adjacent angle of 63. We know that two adjacent angles form a straight line, okay? So in this case, they form a straight line. So that means I can say 2x minus 17 plus 63 equals 180 degrees, because I know a straight line is equal to 180 degrees. Well, this is very similar to what we did last chapter, okay? So in the previous chapter, we talked about two-step equations, so I can combine my like terms, 17 and 63, so it's negative 17 plus 63 gives me 46. So then I have 2x plus 46 equals 180. Okay, then I'm going to subtract 46 from both sides. So 180 minus 46 equals 134. So I have 2x equals 134. Okay, and then I'm going to divide both sides by 2. When I do that, I get 67 degrees. Okay, so x is 67. You would always go back and double check, substitute 67 in. 2 times 67 minus 17 plus 63 will give you 180 degrees. All right, my second one wanted me to label the angle in 4 different ways and then tell whether it's acute, obtuse, right, or straight. So I can label this as angle ABC, as angle CBA, angle B, and angle 1. So ABC, CBA, B, and 1. And this is an obtuse angle because it is more than 90 degrees. And that is the end of Chapter 7, Lesson 1.